Hi, I'm just here to give you a little update on your bike. I have your cylinder head work done, so you can see that that's all back together with the new end cap seal, and the same thing goes for the other side, the front cylinder. And I've also finished with installing your new, I don't know if we can see it down in here, but you can see where it's a little shinier there at the end of the shaft, but I put in your new seal for your prop shaft, and you can just see the end of the shiny front cylinder rocker cover. All right, so I've started the engine and starts good. When I get it out off the lift, I'll warm it up and make sure everything's all good. The oil's all changed, oil filter's changed, and valves are all adjusted, new spark plugs, everything that we were going to do with the up on top. Did find out that these back rubbers don't actually have to have a bolt on them, but I think what happened was a little bit of this was loose, a little bit of this was loose, and then with the intake boots being loose on top, we barely have any movement there now. She's good and stiff. It's just gonna move with the engine like it should. So that part's all good. Next on your work order, I have a note there to check the charging. So I did have it running last evening, and I started it up. And usually with these, you want to see a little bit over 14 volts when the bike is running at from idle up to maybe 2,500 RPM. You want to see it maintain that. You don't want to see it go higher than that as you take the RPMs up higher. You want to see it maintain around, I don't know, let's say Kawasaki says between 14 and 15, but usually I'm going to like to see like 14.2 or something like that for voltage. Your system is charging at the battery at about 13.8 volts. So it's above battery voltage, because when the bike is off, after it sets for about 20 minutes, it's showing me about 12.5, but it is lower than what you would normally see on a good, healthy electrical system on one of these bikes. The reason I'm doing a video is because I just want to talk about your wiring. So you have a couple of batteries in here. Usually I'd like to see them be a matched set of batteries. These ones are not. One's a 220 cold cranking amp battery, and the one here in the front, which you can't quite see, is a 230 cold cranking amp battery. They're different brands. I'm assuming they're both AGM batteries. This one here in the back looks to be an AGM battery, but I'm not sure, 100% sure if the one in the front is. Not sure how the wiring's done for them, but I did disconnect both of them and tested them individually. The one in the back is not in horrible shape. It could probably be charged up and be okay for a little while yet if it was by itself. It's only at 62% charge, and the cold cranking amps are rating on that one at about 260, and that's over the 220 that it's labeled at. So that's good, but I am a little concerned that the charge is down in it. Sometimes that when you get down around 60% charge, that sometimes indicates that the battery's getting weak. The front battery is a different story. It's rated at 230. It's only giving me about 210, and it's at 34% charge. So for sure that battery needs to be charged up by itself, but why it's not charging with the other one, the way this is wired, I don't I don't know, because I don't know how this is all been set up in here. I do know that if you have bad connections in your charging circuit, that's going to cause you issues with the batteries being charged up. And I also know that when I'm doing my running test for trying to see what the charging system is, how healthy it is, if you have a weak battery, that will affect that readout. I will get lower numbers because of that. So this could be as simple as you need a new battery, or it could be you need a new battery and you need some wiring corrected. It could be that you need a new battery, new wiring corrected. You could need a stator. You could need a voltage regulator. There's a number of things. So when I see people that, you know, they put accessories on bikes, that's fine, and there's nothing wrong with that. Will tell you that if there's any accessory that is wired in to the electrical system between the voltage regulator and the battery, that you can run into issues with, let's say, for example, you had a bad connector with a little bit of resistance in it, or if you had an accessory switch that has a short in it, or anything like that that is wired in the middle of that charging circuit, that will for sure make it so you have a voltage drop, and you're not getting the voltage to your battery that you need. But that, of course, would be something that I would have to work through, and I won't lie to you, there's a fair amount to work through for wiring on this bike. Anyway, if it's something that you want me to address, then I can. I can't give you a time on how long it would cost or how long it would take me. I do know that I would start right off by saying you need a new battery. I would remove both of those and put in the proper battery that's supposed to be in the bike. Then after that, it would be a case of sorting all the wiring out and trying to figure out where your big problems lie. Anyway, as it sits right now, the bike starts and runs. It does maintain that 13.8 volts from around idle right up to 3 or 4 or 5,000 RPM or whatever I tested it to last night. So I'm confident that it is charging somewhat. It's just not healthy. So anyway, just wanted to let you know this, and I'll get back to you soon on when the bike's all ready to go. And if you want me to do anything more with this stuff, then you can talk to me about that later. Thanks, and have a great day.